My mind is constantly looking for ways to avoid problems, to avoid difficulty that I constantly face in life. So welcome to day 139 of my 365-day series. I'm Glorporous and I play Minecraft and think out loud at the same time. So for today, we're just gonna be that's a difficult question to answer because I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what we're gonna be doing, but probably just decorating more of this house. But I still don't know what to add inside, so yeah, it's difficult. I'm way too lazy to be furnishing this house, so I'm just not going to be doing that. It's nighttime, or at least I think it is nighttime. Um, alright, it is. And first of all, I severely underestimated the difficulty of the exams coming soon. That is a very nice sunrise. I'm very glad that I built the base area like this. Like, oh my days, this is amazing. So we're gonna take some iron, which I fortunately have in here. I think, do I have some iron ingots? Like, did I leave? Yeah, I left one here. I left another one here. But other than that, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's all. Alright, my FPS is a little bit low, but hopefully it doesn't matter for today's video. But that's besides the point. Let's just get into whatever I want to speak about today. So, I'm gonna be having exams tomorrow as of this recording. It's a Sunday, and it's about to turn Monday, and I have a business studies exam. And some of you might think, oh, it's just common knowledge, you know, you um, it's just common sense. But in reality, it's a lot difficult. It's a lot more difficult. But why is this relevant? Why am I explaining anything to do with, business studies? Because I've been constantly looking for ways to avoid the truth, which is that I feel underprepared. I feel scared. And the way I respond to this is by scrolling, by listening to music, which ultimately wastes my time, I feel. And it's not the best thing for me to do, and yet I still do it. I hopefully you guys sort of understand the point that I'm getting to, but essentially I I really don't like having to face difficulty. And whenever difficulty arises, my mind is like, okay, I'm gonna fill your brain up with all of this stuff so that you don't have to think about this one single bit. And that sucks. I really want to be a more responsible person, and I really wish that I could do more because, you know, um, I'll actually tell you a story that I had in mind. I was using Discord to study, right? Because there's a Discord server to study for like the specific exam board that I'm taking. And with this Discord server, I looked around at some of the old Discord servers that I used to be in, and there was one, which was my friend group. A wandering traitor right over there. I'm gonna need to check this guy out. If this guy has acacia saplings, then the Lord has blessed me. Even though I'm not religious, I assure you guys I'm not. I mean, you have dark oak, which costs like 5. 5 is a lot. I'll have you note that. I'm not buying any of this stuff, so you can just go ahead and leave before I kill you and take your leads. Anyway, there was this old Discord server. It was so active during the pandemic, and it was my friend's server. I used to have this Discord server with friends that started, I think, in like 6th grade. And when I was looking back at it, I realized these sort of moments, they disappear eventually, and there's not much I can do about that. And how exactly does this relate with what I want to talk about? First of all, the struggle is always gonna happen, but the thing is, you have to enjoy it. And I think I've always been so avoidant of the issues that arise in my life. Like, I should find this exam good, beneficial even, and I shouldn't take it as something to stress over about repeatedly because time is ticking. This is something I mentioned previously in like a previous video, but I still feel that it's very relevant and it's true. Time is ticking every single day, and the best that I can do about it is simply by, how do I phrase this? Just by making the most out of whatever's going on. But the thing is, my brain doesn't exactly work like that. When you tell it to do something, instead it's gonna try to avoid it. When I was trying to study for my exams earlier, instead of actually studying, my brain was thinking, you know what, I'm just gonna play some music, look back at my old friend group, which honestly is a distraction, and just avoid the stress as much as possible. That's a lot of the cognitive clutter that I feel like I've been facing recently, and it's not a good thing to have. Anyway, this is a nice looking building. I've added some leaves to make it look a lot more um sort of abandoned, I guess, and I feel like that's a really effective method at making this look nice. I'm gonna maybe add, what else could I possibly add? I know a lot of these buildings, actually all of them have the exact same color palette, and it's really annoying, and I really want to build more, but the thing is, I upload every single day, and I speak out loud. I don't really try to edit because it takes a significant amount of my time, and unfortunately I'm still a student. I'm still taking my exams, I'm still doing a whole bunch of stuff, and I unfortunately just do not have the time to be worrying about, like, oh, I need to edit this video, I can do a whole bunch of stuff, because it's really ambitious, and as ambitious as I want to be, which is actually kind of what I'm talking about right now, like, you know, being less fearful of the difficulties that I'm bound to face. It, it's difficult, and I think this whole channel is really valuable to me. It's something that I did by myself, for myself, and I don't really plan on compromising. I don't want to, change my upload schedule from weekly to daily because I feel that would compromise on the single promise that I made to myself last year, December 31st, basically. I remember going to the rooftop of my house and looking at all the fireworks, spending time with my mom and my sister, and taking in the moment. And now thinking back about this whole thing in the past, this happened pretty much January 1st, I guess. Not I guess, I mean definitively. And it just, I made a promise to myself. I'm gonna start making videos and I'm not gonna stop. And it's been really difficult, and my mind has actually sort of drifted away from content creation a little bit at times, but I promise to you guys, I will not stop making these videos. Sort of difficult to explain. I'm gonna add some torches here because it's way too dark, so let's just make this a whole bunch nicer. I should probably make more torches and then like close off this entire area to make this place a whole bunch like nicer, because honestly speaking, this place is pretty not well lit. I don't know how to say it, but I think you guys sort of understand. Building number 1. Oh, I wanted to make something here? That's gonna be difficult. So I have like 3 more buildings I need to work on, and that's gonna take a lot of time. That's gonna take a lot of brain power. And see, like what I'm doing right now is my brain is constantly trying to avoid difficulty. Like, building requires creativity. It requires genuine brain power, and my mind is just like, oh, nope, you're gonna have to stick with familiarity. But I feel like that has to change. And I always like to scroll on social media instead of studying. I mean, I have a really bad habit of doom scrolling. I'm not gonna deny it or anything. It's really bad. Like I spend maybe at least 3 hours every single day just trying to doom scroll instead of doing something productive because it fills my mind. It prevents me from confronting the difficulties that I have to face in life, and it's not a particularly good habit. I understand that, but I really want to change it. But I've also been postponing this sort of change until after exams, and I fear that that's also a really bad habit of mine. Is it not gonna turn nighttime? It looks nighttime outside. Please. This is nighttime, alright. This is, I know the shading is a little bit weird, and yeah, I'm using shaders right now because it looks nice. But whatever. But point is, I have a whole bunch of clutter in my head because I postpone a whole bunch of stuff and I don't really value myself. I think this is also a sort of matter of self-value, how much I'm willing to work on myself about the things that really matter. Because, again, I think I'm really avoidant on these sort of issues. And I'm not saying that I'm an avoidant attachment sort of person. I'm not referring to that, but it is sort of similar. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much all I should talk about for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Just for the record, I recorded this at around, I'm speaking at 11:49 p.m. right now, so this was recorded a little bit earlier because I still need to study for my business studies exam, so wish me luck for that. And if you guys are experiencing any difficulties, I hope this channel helped you guys and hopefully brought you guys some comfort. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow, and bye bye.